So I was recently contacted by this company called Praesidus Watch Company, and they offered to send me a watch for me to check out. I want to thank them on letting me check out their watch. I have taken a look at it, and it is quite nice. So when they sent me the watch, I was immediately intrigued because I love a good field watch. But let's go ahead and check out the watch and see what you get in the box. Then I'll give you my full review. All right, so let's get the sleeve off, and let's check out the watch. So Praesidus Watch Co. So this company typically, I think their bread and butter is more like field watches. But so yeah, I checked out their catalog, and they asked if I wanted to check what they offered to send me this watch, and I was like, yeah, that's perfect. I love a good field watch. So this watch is 38 millimeters, has an NH36 Seiko movement. So you already know that you're getting a dependable movement. It'll at the very least be very easy to replace. You wouldn't necessarily want to service an NH36 because they're so cheap. This is known as the Rec Spec. It looks like it has some lume. Let me go ahead and get it out of this. Let's see what else comes with in the box. I think there's some kind of cloth in here. Let's see what this has. What's in a single envelope here? Oh, yeah. So it includes some dog tags. I'm assuming, yeah, so you got a set of dog tags. It's kind of going with the military theme. If there's a QR code you can scan probably to get more information on the watch. Oh, and yeah, I think this has the serial number. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting touch. I dig that. A little bit of a novelty with the dog tags here. It looks like there's a bit of they even include an operating instruction, like a quick start guide, I guess, operating instructions. So let's check out the watch. I'm gonna pull it out here. I think the canvas already feels like good quality. You can see the hang tag says Rec Spec here. Initial impressions. I think the size is perfect. 38 millimeters is a nice happy medium. Back in the day, like the field watches of the Second World War, Korean conflict, even Vietnam, they were small. They were like maybe 35, 36 millimeters, for the most part. And I think this sort of gives you a bit more of that vibe. I think it's a solid size. A lot of people say 38 is too small. I honestly think for this kind of watch, it's perfect. It's really nice. You got the day complication that comes with the NH36, which is kind of cool. This could very easily be like a daily. So the canvas appears to have like a leather back to it, which is kind of interesting. I kind of like it. Oh, and quick release spring bars. That's always welcomed. Overall, I'm very impressed. I like the buckle, nice brushed buckle that goes with the brushing on the side of the watch and on the top of the lugs as well. It looks like it's brushed, but it does have a little bit of a polished chamfer there. Overall the polishing is good. The drilled lugs there for easy swapping, even though you do have the quick release, which is nice. And a solid case back here. So for now, then this is my only critique, and again, overall it's a great watch. I would say that the crown is a little small. When you make a crown this small, it's obviously a design choice. You want it to make it look, you want it to not, have a crown-free look. So I think honestly that's their design choice, and I can respect that. I've never designed a watch before, but it is very hard to give this thing a wind. I sort of just had to shake it, do the Seiko shuffle with this one. It's recessed into the case, offers some protection there so it won't get caught on anything, but the overall practicality of having a nice crown to wind is always, I would prefer. But yeah, I'll come back with my final thoughts in a bit. Let me just wear it for a while.
3 days later.
Okay, so I've taken the watch for a test drive. I set the time. Overall, I feel this is a finely finished watch. I think it's the right size. I think it does have an application of Superluminova on the Arabic numerals and the hands, which is quite nice, especially in the dark. The lume's pretty good. I like the solid case back. So I kind of see what they were going for. They were trying to emulate like an old Seiko from the 1960s. that was, people, folks when they were overseas, and these soldiers that, they would go out and buy these Seikos super cheap, put canvas straps on them, and they all of a sudden you got a field watch, and they were very reliable. And now those watches are quite expensive. I think I saw one listed for over $1,000. So this gives you a taste of that for $295. You can get different strap options. This is the canvas one, which is actually quite nice backing of leather here, which I think it's a nice little feature there. So you get kind of the leather feel on your wrist, but you get the canvas look, which I think is kind of cool. You can also get, I think you can get it on a bracelet, and you can get it on leather, a bracelet, and a rubber strap if that's what you like. I think the buckle is quite nice. It's kind of tooly, nice finishing, nice brush finish to match most of the watch, which is mostly brushed. And so the dial, I think, is so interesting. If you look at it at an angle, you can see that it has a bit of dimensionality to it, a bit of a texture to it. It's called the OG popcorn, so it's sort of resembles these popcorn ceilings that everybody hates these days, but I think it actually works on the texture of the watch. It gives it a little something extra, which I like. Again, my only gripe would be that I wish the crown was a little bigger to make it a little easier to set. Is it impossible to set? No, of course not. It's just it takes a little bit of fiddling with the crown to get it just right. But it's totally doable. If this is your daily, you're going to wear it every day, it's less of an issue. But yeah, let me bring in a cup. In my videos, I always try to bring in the competition. What can you get for a similar price? And so here I have my Seiko 5, which actually has pretty much the same movement as what this has. This is the NH36. I think this is the 4R36. Basically the same movement. It is the same movement. Again, same date complication, and I think the Seiko retails for about $295 as well. Obviously, this is on an aftermarket bracelet, and so yeah. And Seiko does make some field watch variants that use very similar movement, but then again, it's sort of do you want to follow the pack? That would be the competition. It's at a similar price point. Obviously, you can always get a Seiko, and I have my Hamilton here, which would be another option. More expensive though. These start at about $500, I would say. So, and I think this is, like I've always said, this one's a little too big to be a field watch. It should be closer to this size. I know that Hamilton makes a 38mm, so very similar in size to this one, but again, it's more expensive. What I'm going to say is, you're going to get something like this if you want to. First of all, you want to support an American brand that's trying to, give you something a little different than your cookie cutter Seiko or a Hamilton. If you want to stand out and, have something a little different on your wrist and support an American, company, I think this is good. I think they've done a good job with this one. Again, it gives you that 1960s Seiko, vintage Seiko vibe, but for $295 versus whatever a real vintage one with a modern movement, modern finishing, and the reliability that you get from that. So I think it's a great watch, and I can easily recommend it. All right, so there's a bit of a wrist shot there with the Rec Spec on. Again, I have a 7¼ inch wrist, so as you can see, fits fantastic. It's a great size. The strap's going to take a little bit of breaking in, but I think it should wear nicely, given that it feels it definitely feels high quality, but it definitely needs breaking in. If you have any questions about the watch, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. And it really helps a lot if you can like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.